What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wilson, and with me, as always, Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go!
What up?
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Pretty good. You're missing your background.
Oh,
by the way.
Yeah. Normally, I have my background with you, but it's okay. It's not for you, view. It's for him. So it's misleading him a little bit just because I don't have a background. There you go.
Well, YouTube people that watch on YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you won't have any effect. But for Mike, however, he needs me to have a background.
Yes.
Yeah. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm ready for some Yu-Gi-Oh talk, bro. There's a lot of catching up.
All right, let's get into that TCG talk. And just before we get to that TCG talk, everybody's watching on the YouTube channel. Be sure to check it out. Right here next to me has finally arrived the Slifer the Sky Dragon statue that I mentioned to you guys a few podcast episodes ago and has finally arrived. The one that I pre-ordered. So I show it to Mike. Mike will see it in the episode once more. I haven't opened it yet because I haven't decided where I'm putting this because there's literally no space in my house, in my home at all. It's a small apartment, so there's literally no space. So I'm having it right here in the office. It's good right now. It's in the box. I would love to take it out, but I want to preserve it as much as possible before I decide to open it and whatnot and have a place for it, have a home for it. Otherwise, I'll be very upset if I open it and then something goes wrong and it just breaks and I'll be like, it's wasted money. So, I mean, I took a peek out of it. It looked amazing for the inside, like very, very good. But yeah, I have this as a prop for today's episode, and we're gonna rush it into Yu-Gi-Oh talk. So I know we have a lot to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh for sure, but I don't know what to talk about first. You want to talk about locals and then meta and controversies and shit and Banlist countdown?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, locals, like people have been playing meta for the last 3 weeks. And I got first place last week.
Finally, let's go.
It took 3 weeks of playing it.
Yeah, it only took 3 weeks, just 3 weeks,
Yeah, I think my worst matchup is just Tenpai.
That's very interesting. Because you know how the Tenpai works. You just don't have the right cards for it to counter it.
I mostly lose game one. Because I don't know who's playing it. So I set up full board and it's double Dark Hole. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I can't really stop that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Dark Hole, Raigeki, saying against so many. I'm like, okay, you got it. I'm not going to waste time.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know how the next format is going to be after the ban list. I don't know if Board Breaker is going to be still going to be the way for Tenpai. But like I said earlier, the first time I won first place with you, Board Breaking Tenpai is the way to go with it. And look at that. Mike, what were you and me were talking about in the locals last Saturday? That people watch your videos and they start copying, even though you're the first one to publish the videos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mike, whatever. Yeah. But, some pro player talks about it and it almost looked exactly what you mentioned, exactly the cards they're using, and even exactly the deck building. Oh my God, the pro player is genius. He's genius.
Yep. The biggest one recently is a Spooky Dogwood.
Oh my God.
When I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, my recent times, because people know I was on and off when I was a kid, teenager. So when I moved back to Florida, I started playing again. From Texas. One of the cards in my side deck was Spooky Dogwood. Because don't forget, back when I started playing, the time rules were 40 minutes, not 45.
Yeah, that's right.
40 minutes. I would play that, and people would be, why you play that? That's garbage. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, because you can win in time if you draw it. And then everyone's like, oh, well, it's not guaranteed a draw. Granted, that's true. If you can get like my cashier combo, if I can get a name, I can pretty much go and burn you. Spooky Dogwood, you can't search it, but I always played it And I guess I sometimes took it out because I was like, well, like Castria can do it, can burn without it. So I don't need to gain life. But I'm always someone that always recommended it. I'm like, hey, if you don't have a strategy to burn, just get it. Because they literally have to decide if you get a turn or not. Because even if, like, let's say they don't summon and you lose half your life points, they're leaving you an empty board. And it's like, can you quickly put up 4K damage and go into battle phase? Exactly. So like some people, oh, you could lose. It's like, yeah, but you're gonna lose on a clear board. That's also kind of hard too.
Exactly.
Like if I could go into like Fenrir, Search, Unicorn, Birth, summon it, whatever. Like if I can get 4K immediately going to battle phase, like boom, you win in time. But Spooky Dogwood, I've always said it is like you should play it if you can. Everyone says it's garbage, and now it's a topic of discussion. And now every pro player is like, oh, this should be banned, and it's like you weren't saying that like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. And I'm tired of hearing people say it's because of power creep. Like there's no power creep. The card hasn't changed. It's always been a good time card. Like this format, you can't search it either. It's not like there's a new card that lets you search water zombies or whatever. It's just if you draw it, you win. And that's always been my case. It's like if you draw it in time, you win. So I don't think anyone's saying like, oh, power creep is like, it hasn't been power creep. There's nothing like searching it for you. It's just still, if you draw it, you win. If you don't, you don't. That's how it's always been. And that's always been people's argument for not playing it. It's like, you can't search it, so why would I play this? It's like, okay, then don't. One dude took it to, what was it, YCS or the qualifiers or something, and everyone's like, oh, this card needs to be banned. It's like, okay.
Again, we're talking to, I'm sorry to say this, we're talking to incompetent people or ignorant people, or my favorite word, hypocrites.
Yeah.
Hypocrites is probably the most common one. People that will say like, oh, it's bad, it's a bad car, and then they use it. Oh, yeah, this car is broken. Like, but you weren't worried about it until somebody pointed out at you. Yeah, you're right. It should be banned.
Hey, what? Yo, what the fuck?
Like, how many times in the podcast that you and me had talk about locals? How many times have I told you, yo, Dogwood is nuts? I have Dogwood on the majority of the decks that I play. And I've told you, like, yo, if it wasn't for Dogwood, I won. If it wasn't, I would have lost the game, but I won because of time.
Yeah.
Like,
and the funny thing is, we said that it's a good tenpai counter.
Yes.
And that's why, and people aren't even playing it as a tenpai counter. They're playing it just for time. So even when we told people, yo, this is a good tenpai counter, like, nah, garbage. And then someone brought it to a qualifier and I was like, oh, it broken, ban worthy. It's like, okay.
We're talking about the same people that say, oh yeah, Shifter's a problem. Like, yeah, we need to ban Shifter because Shifter's a problem right now. It's like, Shifter's been in the game for quite some time and what? Oh, no, you're right. It's just Prosperity. Prosperity is a problem right now. Who the hell is playing Prosperity other than Tenpai? Huh? Again, they all get the button for that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
They'll get the button for that because, like, how many times have you and me talk about these type of stuff? They look at us as like, nah, these guys are crazy, tinfoil head and everything, you know?
Yeah.
But here comes Jesse Cotton or Pac or any of the South Florida pros, plays the card. Oh, yeah, go. These guys are genius, man. The car is broken. Man, get the fuck out of here. They get the bottom for that, man.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
We're smart. We're smart. We're the first ones. We deserve credit for this bull crap. Oh, no. So they talk about this from previous videos. Like, yeah? When did Dogwood ever became a relevant card up until now? And previous videos. Only took one regional. And now everybody's like under Dogwood. Really? We've been playing Dogwood even way before. We've been playing Dogwood all year round. This year alone. Oh, now we're finding out that it's broken. Oh, it needs to be banned. It needs to be banned. Like it shouldn't be there. It's like, how many times have you seen Dogwood in the whole entire year? How many times have you seen Dogwood again? What? The same people that say, oh yeah, Ghost Reaper is broken. Oh, really? Just like Ash. Ash is broken too, bro. Very crazy, bro. Like how again, Hypocrites, all of them. I don't care. And yeah, everybody's like going for this last hurrah of playing meta before the ban list hits. They're going for the last hurrah because we all know, and Konami mentioned it. I couldn't believe it, but Konami has been lately being active with the community in the sense that they're properly communicating, although they're very vague. They're still vague about it, but they're still keeping us in the loop. It's like, hey, enjoy this season with Snake Eyes because we don't know what's gonna happen in the next season. I was like,
I think they know what they're gonna hit with Snake Eyes. I think they were trying to see what they can do to lower the Fiendsmith like power creep, because they're not going to hit any of the new cards. I don't care that Closed Moon was a common. They're not. It's not emergency ban list worthy of them to hit it. If it's something, it might be Fable Lori. It's 100% going to be Beatrice
because it's a ban. It's an old card. Old cards are much quicker to ban than new cards. Yes.
Yeah, it's an old card with a common printing.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna hit Fable Lori. I can see Beatrice being on the chopping block. I don't see High King Caesar.
No, I don't see it either.
You get 2 negates, sure, but that's like that. You used up all your Fiendsmith cards to go into it, so I think that's a fair trade.
Also, High King Caesar has been up since Unchained was meta.
Yeah,
but I think
it's not generic. You need 2 Fiend level 6s. It's not any 2 level 6s.
Oh, like Beatrice.
You need 2
Beatrice
Fiends.
Is any level 6. This is more 2 Fiends. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, they're never gonna hit.
Yeah,
they're never gonna hit it because it's very specific. Like the requirements is high risk, high reward, and it can be easily like I can just impermanent on my turn. Now you can use its effect. Or I could just Dark Hole, and if you don't have a spell negate, then sayonara. That's
yeah.
I agree. Out of the ban list, because I know they're gonna hit hard Snake Eyes. They're gonna hit hard Snake Eyes. Fiendsmith is gonna be like the next current engine. So Engraver's gonna be pricey as fuck. That's not gonna go away. Snake Eyes itself, I will say this before we get to some of the pictures that I posted, stuff people are speculating and seeing some of the most ridiculous takes. My personal opinion on ban list worthy, I feel they're gonna ban Snake Eyes. I think they're gonna ban Flingbridge
at the minimum. Yeah,
at the minimum, they're probably gonna hit. I don't know if there's gonna ban another Snake Eyes core card. They might limit Ash, but if they're gonna hit another card, they might as well ban Beatrice as well. So I feel like
they're gonna ban a couple. I don't see them just banning 2 things. This has to be a meta changer.
Oh, it's gonna be a meta changer. I just don't feel like they're gonna hit Snake Eyes that hard, and I think they're not gonna hit Diabellstar nor the Wanteds either because the next core set is coming up and it has the Asamina cards, and they will wanna have people to buy the Asamina cards because it's all related to Wanted and Diabellstar. So those decks, they definitely want people to buy Wanted. So I don't think they're gonna limit Wanted to 1 or hit it overall. Like no, they need that. Also, I feel like future support. I feel we're still gonna have more Diabellstar lore, more Diabellstar support. Because remind you, in the Wanted card, it says specifically search a Diabellstar card. Does it say Diabellstar the Black Witch? It says Diabellstar. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. That's what the Wanted card says. And up to right now, there's only been the Black Witch that's out there. Up to now, right? That has the name Diabellstar. Or probably the Snake Eyes Diabellstar.
Yeah, Snake Eyes Diabellstar.
Okay, so there's 2 cards. I don't think Konami just created a searcher for a Diabellstar for 1 or 2 cards. I'm sure they're gonna bring more support for more Diabellstar support, So they will want to keep Wanted out there. I feel like Snake Eyes, they're gonna murk it. Like Flamebridge is like a very important combo piece. You can eliminate that. You can't do much of it. The other snake eyes, like Popular, I don't know if Popular will be banned. Maybe he'll hit or not. You still need to search it. Ash, I can see it like it's either ban worthy or limit. I can see it more on the limit side more than anything. And Beatrice probably will get banned. Now, for the other competitors like Yubel, I feel like the what's the Lotus? The Lotus card? That's the normal summon Lotus.
Yeah.
I think that might get hit to 1. It's not gonna kill Yubel altogether. It's just gonna give the Unchained treatment. Just limit a few cards. Just, reduce a little bit of the consistency, but it's still playable, still meta changing. So I feel like they're gonna just hit it to 1. I don't know anything else that's like Spirit of the Yubel. They can hit it to 1. My personal opinion.
I think it's too new.
You think so?
It came out in Terminal Revenge.
Okay.
So it came out right before the core set.
Okay. I feel like they could hit it because they can have multiple copies, and it's not. There was an effect that's not a hard once per turn, right? It's a soft once per turn.
Yeah, most people run 2. They can limit it to 1, I guess.
Yeah, that it just keeps the consistency like in check. On the Tempai side, I feel they may hit the field spell to 1.
Yeah, saying it so many needs to go. That's too broken, bro. Like I set up entire board and it's just like everything's ineffective, and it's like okay.
Tempai player, I can vouch that second summon is degenerate, and I can say I feel like Konami's not gonna kill Tempai. They're gonna hit Tempai. They're gonna hit it, but softly, like a wrist, slap in the wrist, and they're gonna hit it with. Here are the 2 hits that I believe that's going to happen. Either they limit Sengen summoning to 1, or they limit Sengen Kaimen to 1, or both. It could happen. And the reason why I say that is because Tempai has another support coming on in the next core set. The next core set, it's a new spell. The spell basically says recycle back your spell cards. Anything that has Sengen on top of it can be recycled back.
Yeah.
So before me looking at it right now, I'm like, I don't care too much because I already got a playset of it. I'll probably play 1. But now in the event that a ban list hits and they limit some of these cards, oh shit, no, I actually might need a whole playset of this because I definitely want, like, let's say I activate Sengen. Activate Sengen summoning, activate the effect. Oh, Ghost Ogre. Damn it. They pop it. Activate Sengen, the new Sengen card, recycle back my field spell. I can reactivate it again. And then I can just go try to combo and then OTK for game. So I feel like that's a more of a possibility that may happen. Now, what other degenerate cards have we noticed out there in the meta? I honestly I'm looking at some cards right here.
I feel like Sanctum Fire has to go. Because they can do Master Duel and ban Gimmick Puppet and Ito or Ido, whatever's pronounced, or Raw Disciple, but it's just like it's like that card is untargetable. It has protections and it just locks you. It's just too broken. If it didn't have the whole summon on the field, I wish it just said summon on their opponent's field negated. That would be a lot better. I just don't understand why they couldn't add that. Like why are you summoning it on my field with effects? They're going to abuse it.
Probably.
Already having protections is annoying. I can't failure it. I can't.
Right. No, I
interact with it.
I understand where you're coming from on that. And yeah, it is a fucking annoying card. I just don't think they're gonna hit it, and the reason why I think it's because it only has one secret printing, has no other reprints, and I'm pretty sure it might land on the tins. And again, Konami business.
I mean, they banned a Rise Heart. Rise Heart only has the
one printing,
Photon Hypernova, yeah, and they banned it. Like if it was not banned, it would have been in this like the tins being released right now.
Okay, I could be wrong. Okay. I could be wrong. You're right. I mean,
they could also, because they did it with branded expulsion where it got banned and then it was still in the tins.
Right. Yeah.
So like they could just be, hey, like we're gonna reprint this. It already got it's already on the set list, but it's banned. Whatever. And if it ever gets unbanned, well, now you have a cheaper copy or whatever. But yeah, even Baron didn't have any protections. Baron was like, okay, you get to negate a pop, but you can still interact with it.
Yes, that's true. And you even force Baron. Like if you're gonna negate Baron, you force them out from the Omni negate, so that way there's no protection, and then you just play it out.
Yep. But they banned Baron, but not Sanctum Fire. That's crazy.
Well, okay. Well, in that case, sure, I can see it. I
think Apollousa might be on the chopping board.
Okay, I wanna talk to you about that. Why is it that people are saying like now all of a sudden Apollousa is a degenerate card when we've been having Apollousa for how many years already? Like 4 years? More than 4 years? Yeah, more than 4 years. Oh, now it's a degenerate card. No, it's a monster negate with counters on top of it. Like, okay. But that card you have a way to kill it. It's not like unbeatable. It has its way. Like how many times can we like, all right, end my turn. Oh, wait, on your main phase before you end, Veiler on your Apollousa. Now it has 0 counters. Oh, I'll negate your Veiler. Oh, so now it has 2 counters. Oh, so that's 16. Anyways, my turn. Normal summon. Fenrir. Like, what are we talking about? Why is it, again, the hypocrisy of a lot of people, but I'm curious to know why you think Apple is now like in that board of thoughts to like, yeah, we need to ban it.
To be fair, I don't think it is a hypocrisy. I think once you start banning cards, you have to look at what's left. It's always like when cards get banned, other cards get pushed up. And then that's what people want banned, always the top cards. Like, I agree, in a format where you have Baron and Savage, your resources are better on Baron and Savage than Apollousa because they're Omni negates. But now, with all your resources left on the field, Apollousa is the best way to go. And so right now, I would argue that in this format, Apollousa is pretty strong. Because even against like Tenpai, because I fought it on Saturday. I used all my resources to get an SP to banish the Sangan summoning. And then it's like, oh, Pydra. I'm like, immediately, Oppo. And then it's like, okay, can't do anything. So like, I think it's like people like whenever the top card gets banned, the thing that comes on top, that's what people are request to get banned. And sometimes I do think it's stupid because by that logic, we're going to work all the way backwards, all the way to like Yugi starter deck.
Yeah, literally like draw.
But that's how it works. Like
normal summon and then set pass.
Yeah, because if you start banning the top card, then you have to start going backwards. And at some point, let's say we have infinite amount of time and there's no more power creep, like we're going to keep banning the top card. It's going to go all the way back to the beginning. So like, it's annoying because I do agree that like, yeah, people were never played Apollousa, but because there's nothing better than Apollousa right now, that's what people are going to play. And then that's what people are going to say, oh, I keep losing to Oppo. And it's like, yeah. So I do agree. And I promise you, when Oppo's banned, next is going to be Axis Code Talker. And then people are going to say Axis Code Talker needs to be banned. It's just that, again, it's just how it works because Axis Code is going to become meta relevant again. And then people be, oh, this card's broken because they just cleared my entire board. And say, well, it's not broken during Snake Eyes. It's not broken during, Cashier or whatever. But again, it's like all the good cards start going away. Other things have to come on top. Which is ridiculous. Unless they print a broken Link 4, and then that's what people are going to go against. But if we're saying, like, if there's no new broken cards, like, that's how it's going to work. The shitty cards now become better and dominate, and then people are going to say, well, that card's dominating. Yeah. That's what they want banned.
I remember Borosaur era at OTK before Access Code. Borosaur was just, like, ridiculous. Like, the ability that you can attack 2 times in that same turn with Borosaur, just like attacking all your monsters. Now it's Borosaur's turn. Oh, let me flip this one in defense mode. It can make a second attack. Oh, your monster. Oh, I'm gonna have your monster's attack power, and half of it's gonna come to me. You still lose free K, and then I'm gonna attack you directly for game. Boruso is ridiculous. I want to come. I'm gonna bring Boruso back just for one game, just to show like
one game.
Just to show how people, Boruso is still broken. Man, that card needs to be banned. Seriously, that card needs to be banned. Really, that card needs to be banned. One that nobody uses years ago, but no, that card needs to be banned. And then adds a skull talker. I guess I understand where you're coming from. I understand that the perspective of it. I just don't like it. That's just like way short-sighted mentality. Like short
because, and like I said, it's short-sighted. So then, if you think about it, it's the game always going to be backwards until we get to a point where there's no cards left. Because it's going to get to the point where we're going to say Time Thief Redoer is broken because there's nothing better if you ban everything, right? Like if you start banning things backwards, that's not just how it works.
I mean, Konami, just don't print broken cards like that, I guess. Like, don't just make generic cards like that. Like, make it more theme-like. I'm okay by putting some restriction as to a broken card, as long as like it means like, okay, the resources of me pulling this card means that I have to play in a theme. So, for example, Dark Dragoon, I know there are ways to pull it out. We can splash it anyway, but it works best if you place Dark Dragoon on a theme. You can use its full power in a theme-based deck, like a Red Eyes deck or a Dark Magician deck, however you fucking want to. All right, let's just say, for example, Access Code Talker. Oh yeah, Access Code Talker is broken. Well, how about this? Why don't you put Access Code Talker a restriction as to, yes, it could be link. It's a link for you need at least 2 monsters. Put in the site, include a Cyber's monster.
Yeah,
you're restricting it. You make a broken card and you restrict it to how it's supposed to be. You know, like
it should be like in archetype. I believe everything should be in archetype, and if it doesn't have an archetype, it should be the typing. So like Apollousa is a fairy. Maybe you need to have at least one fairy in its materials. I would be 100% okay with that, because now it's like, well, Snake Eyes can't really go into it because there's no fairies unless you're doing some other shenanigans to get a fairy. Yeah, which is why I kind of like Fiendsmith, because you have to go into the moon closed with. So you have to use 2 resources to get the light fiend.
Yes,
that you need to bridge into it.
Yes.
So I like that design. But Apollousa got 3 to 4 negates or even 2 negates with no restriction is crazy. And again, Cashier has a crazy restriction. You can only XC summon. So I'm locked out of all the OP cards. Like when Savage and Baron and all that stuff was out, I couldn't play them. I had to decide that, hey, playing, I don't even know what Big Eye was better than Baron.
See, and that's what I like about the Nets deck building set crossover breakers with the new Malice cards. The Malice cards itself is the deck itself is broken. Like that's a meta deck. Like that's a shifter deck. Like you can literally play free copies of Shifters, free copies of Macrocosmos, free copies of Dimensional Fisher. You're still gonna win the game because you don't care if any of your cards go bad. You don't care about it. You're still gonna be able to like link climb no matter what. And I like how they made sure, like, yeah, these link monsters are broken, but you need to have at least one Malice monster.
Yeah.
See, that makes sense. Now, like, the only thing that can use is Malice cards for this. I cannot splash this on any other banished deck, or I cannot put this on any other on the other deck. Like one of the main monster, she can literally OTK for game. Like it becomes 50,000 on the next turn because she can, like, once she gets revived from the banish pile and you double its attack. It's like, oh, so you can literally attack for 25 and then just link climb and then have her to bring it back from the banish pile, and it's already at 5k, so you attack again for 5k. But you need to have a Malice to summon those cards. See, that's fair.
And you're locked into link summoning.
And that's another thing. You're locked into link summoning. So it's not like you can't do anything else. Like, no, that's it. See, that is, if Konami makes states like that, then yeah, the game state will be much more diverse. It'll be much more healthy. Because it's like, oh, okay, I have to face the malice, but hey, there are ways to counter it. And I know they're not going to have an Apollousa or an Assassin's Gold because they have other shit that could try to, right?
Yeah.
The Rizal, it's another archetype. The boss monster, it says it's not a generic 4. It only requires 2 level 4, but one has to be a Rizal monster. See, stuff like that makes sense. Like, you put that on decks from here and now, we won't have these issues of having an Apollousa, a Baron de Flor, or Beatrice, or any of these other problems that makes cards very generic. Oh, yeah. I'll do you one better. I'll do you one just recently. Tenpai Dragon, bro. You're locked into Fire Dragons. Once you summon Biden, you're locked into Fire Dragons. You can't do any other synchro summon or anything. Not to mention, the synchro dragons tell you need to have a dragon in it. There has to be a dragon, and one of them has to be a fire too. There's like Trident Dragon is like that. The Biden and the Transcendent, they'll have restrictions in order for them to pull. So you make
which is why I was playing Zombie World.
Exactly. You play Zombie World, you're screwed. You can't do anything about it. You're like, oh, Dad, I can't synchro something. Okay, I could try to link climb and try to win the game, but Zombie World is out. That's how you check that. That's how you check Tenpai. See, you have Tenpai and other decks like that in the future. You can make those decks broken. That's fine as long as it's not an engine deck, or it's like, no, the only way to play this deck is through this and that's it. I cannot mix and match. I cannot take Dragion and put it on a Dragon League deck. Like, no, because there's too many resources. Like, this makes sense. See, I'm okay with that. That's why I love playing Tenpai Dragon, because of it. It's one of those decks that it's fair in its sense. I know it's crazy for people to hear that. It's like, what? Tenpai is fair? It's like, yes, it is fair. Call me controversial about it. It's a fair deck. Why else will Konami put it like in the most budget-friendly version of it? Everybody sought out for the Snake Eyes and the Fiendsmiths and everything, and they just put Tenpai as the most budget. Why? Because it's the archetype that you use. The archetype, you can win with that archetype. You don't need to add other stuff. You can if you want to. I mean, that's why people splash Kashtira engine or just splash board breaking spells, to go second, go blind second. That's fine. There's ways, but it's a fair deck. Except for its own broken cards, like Sangan Simon, Sangan Kamen. And I remember this discussion with somebody years ago when Dino was a thing. When Dinosaur go burr, everybody's like, oh, they need to ban Misk. Misk needs to be banned, And I'm pretty sure you and me have this conversation before. It's like, yo, like, Misk is a broken card. I don't think it should get banned. Why? Because I cannot splash Misk to any other deck.
Any other deck, yeah.
It's only on Dino, and that's it. So why are we on this crazy crave of banning Misk when it's only be played by one deck? Oh, because you have multiple people. Okay, you have multiple people playing Dinos. You don't have to play Dinos. People like playing Dinos, they play Dinos. That's it. Like, yeah, it's one of those conversations, Do you have any other thoughts before we move on?
From the ban list?
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Okay. So I'm just gonna react. I'm just gonna tell you some of the reactions from a lot of people and a lot of those fake, people posting these fake ban lists. Yeah, worst takes. Honestly, these has to be the worst takes in Banlist history. And let's start with another pro player, Joshua Schmidt, which lately he had me, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what are you going through, Joshua? Why are you thinking like this? Like, what is this mentality? And I had to go through the whole video, and I was just like, hold up, what? Wait a minute, huh? Something ain't right. So some of his takes is like, okay, I can see why. Yeah, sure, why not? And then some of them, I'm like, you're just echoing what everybody's saying, and you're just butthurt because you couldn't get through because of said card. So, ban list, according to Joshua is like, all right, they need a nuclear ban list. They need to ban Apollousa, Flame Birch,
Yeah, agreed.
Poplar, Beatrice.
I'd rather ban Ash than Poplar.
I'd rather ban Ash before I ban Poplar. I agree. You know, Poplar is there and then Beatrice. So all the cards that has been used by Snake Eye. Oh, so you want to murder Snake Eyes and then murder every other deck that uses Apollousa. Got it. Again, I'm still in defense with the how Apollousa, but I get the logistics of it. I'm against it, but yeah. So that's his 4 cards getting banned. Nothing else. Nothing else gets banned. Only those 4. Limit, however, Gates of the Opening, the card
the field spell for Yubo.
Yeah, for the Dark Beckoning card. Yeah. Limit. She's like, sure, I guess. I mean, you can just limit Lotus, but okay, sure. Limit second summoning. I can agree. I don't want to, but I can agree. Limit skill drain, which is like,
to be in line with all the other ones, yeah.
Yeah, it could be in line. I'm not gonna sit here and not say skill drain is not a degenerate floodgate. It is. I just hate the fact that, you know, like, oh, if we're gonna limit skill drain, you might as well bring back fucking summon limit. Like, why did they have to ban summon limit altogether? You could have just like limited like they did with anti-spell and have every floodgate just limit to 1. I'm okay with that. I just didn't like, you know, summon limit had to be paid the price. Now, this is where the part where I'm like, okay, now your brain is all screwed up. We need to limit to 1. Here it is. Cross out designator.
Interesting.
Why? 2. Why? 3. Huh? 4. Crossout hasn't been a problematic card even since its release. Everybody was hyping it that it's going to be a problematic card. Like, oh, it's going to be Called by the Grave. But if you look at all the deck lists from everybody, if you see Crossout, Crossout's representation is more on the tier 2 Roget side more than meta decks. So I haven't seen
kind of
like okay, Tenpai doesn't play it, Jubel doesn't play it, Snake Eyes doesn't play it. What other
Snake Eyes does play it? Snake Eyes is so good because it's good for the mirror. Anytime there's a tier 0 format, Crossout Designator is a good card. I'm not saying it should be hit. I'm just saying this one I'll give to Josh. I'll give it to him because I have played it. I've been played against it and it is annoying. I understand that like hand traps are supposed to stop decks from going off.
Yeah.
And it's very annoying when like, hey, maybe this Ash can stop you. And it's like, nope, I'm stopping your Ash. And it's like, okay, well then you go full combo. And I couldn't really like interact with you. And also cross out, you can use any card. You just call a card name. So you can cross out Nibiru, you can cross out Imperm. You can't do that with Call By. Call By has to be a monster in the grave.
I don't
think it should be hit. I'm just saying I see the logistics of it. I understand why if you keep facing it in the mirror, it gets very annoying because it's like Snake Eyes, you need at least 3 hand traps to really do damage to it. And if I can just cross out one of your hand traps, it's like, okay, well then I really have nothing to stop you.
All right.
And again, like in formats where you have a mirror match, it's crazy. With call by, if you're under shifter, Call by is useless or macro or whatever because there's nothing in the graveyard to target. Crossout Designator is just again, you have to run the card you're trying to stop. So like if I'm going up against you, I don't have any Tenpai cards. I can't say against summoning and not have it. That's why I don't think it should be banned because it's like you need to also play the same card. But when pros are playing against mirror matches, it's very good.
Right.
Because it's like imagine if I'm going and you play face down, you start your turn immediately. I know what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna call Flame Birch and banish my second Flame Birch so you can go into it. Okay. So I see it, but I don't think it's ban worthy. I 100% agree with you. It's not really
right.
It shouldn't be hit. Right. I agree with you. But I do see why he can feel that way when you're constantly playing against Snake Eyes.
Well, I mean, that's why there's another solution. You just
hit Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Don't have tier 0 formats. I've always been against tier 0 formats. I agree.
I guess. Yeah, exactly. Just the other card, which I feel like, okay, why? It's Prosperity to 1.
Yeah. No one except Tenpai is playing that.
And even
me in Cash Tier.
Yeah. And even before Tenpai,
Yeah.
There was barely anybody playing Prosperity, only certain decks. So it's not like, again, you want to limit the one card that we have that allows you to excavate or draw the card that you need. I mean, it has its own restriction that you can't draw afterwards. You can
and you only do half damage.
And you can only do half damage. So limited Pros to 1 is like, that's why? Like, it makes no sense. Only one deck is using it. Like, I don't know. That was just wild for me.
Because even when Kashtira was like tier 0, basically, like you would side it out going second.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
you need to OTK that turn.
Exactly.
You need to OTK that turn.
Exactly.
So you play in the main deck, but then for game 2 or 3, you take it out. I mean, if you know you're going first, then yeah, you can put it back in. But going second, it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to be able to OTK you. Now you have a full turn to break my board
again
and win. So
again, and it's an ashable card, and you have to pay the cost. And once you pay the cost, then you ash it. So it's like, what benefits? Like what benefits you have out of it? You know, it's high risk, high reward at that point. So limited to 1 is like, it's pointless. And not every deck is suited for Pros. Before there were a bunch of decks that just play Pros and it made sense. Now we're more decks have their own unique effects that likes to search themselves, or it's easy to search themselves, that you don't have to draw it out, you don't have to pot agree or pot extravagance or shit like that. It's easy to search it, you don't have to draw it out. So it's like, why the necessity of Pros to 1?
Especially when the format, other than Tempai, everyone's playing a tight extra deck.
Exactly. Yes.
So paying three is sometimes difficult.
And then if you're going for 6, that's even worse.
For 6, what do you? Yeah, like that's why, like in formats that have tight extra deck, I love playing Unicorn because I know what it hits you. It's like, oh, you're playing 1 princess. Bye.
Why? Exactly. The last card he says he eliminated is Druid's Worm. Bestial Druid's Worm.
They already hit Magnuma, bro. Don't hit Bestials anymore, bro.
Yeah, like
they hit Magnuma.
And it hurt the consistency of the Bestials altogether. Yeah. So okay, so Druid's Worm itself, why? And secondly, again, I still go back to Prosperity. How many people were using Druid's Worm in a format that were like, that's heavy fire dependent most of the time? So it's kind of hard for me to see, justify, oh yeah, Druid's Worm needs to go away, when all the meta decks, the majority are only like what, Snake Eyes and Tempai. It's now that Druid's Worm may be a fin because Fiendsmith is a light.
Fiendsmith, yeah.
And Jubel is a dark. It's like, okay, now. But it's like, wasn't doing much. And last time I checked, it wasn't doing much even at the YCS either. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because if you ban it, it's like, bro, we're just gonna go back to DD Crow.
Yeah, we might as well go to DD Crow at that point.
I'm gonna DD Crow your Fiendsmith. Same logic. I just don't get a thing on board.
Exactly. That's his limits. He doesn't have anything semi. He says they're not gonna hit Prometheum, Masquerena, Unchained Jama, Wanted, Snake Eye, and the spell card Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes. Yeah, they're not gonna. He says that they're not gonna hit any of those cards, which I can agree to the majority of them, except for Ash. I feel like they're gonna hit Ash and probably the spell too, or they can actually ban the spell. That is a possibility.
They could hit Promethean too. I mean, it would. No, I don't think they are because they're promoting it.
Yeah, they're promoting it for the Bonanza set. So
yeah, they need to keep it. Yeah, sadly. But that would have been a good hit. That would have been a very good hit, just to be like, hey, we're keeping all fire decks in check right now.
Yeah, exactly. And his wishful thinking will be Rivalry, Shifter, Sanctifier, Hot Calamity, Spirit of Jubel, King Caesar, Moondog, and Fable. Which
Hot Calamity needs to stop being on lists.
I agree, bro. Like, what the hell? Since when are we becoming a fin? It's like, oh, Hot Calamity is broke. It's like, dog, it's been errata. No
one brings it out normally. It's Crimson Dragon that brings it out. It's Crimson Dragon, not decks themselves. So
And
ban Crimson if you need to.
And how many times have you and me seen Centurion top?
After the first week, never.
Don't get me wrong. As a Centurion player, I've seen the representation, but we're talking about the 1% of representation on certain decks, bro. And I've not once have I ever seen it like say, oh yeah, it won this regional, it won this national, or it won this. Usually it's a top 4 at best, because it couldn't handle Snake Eyes or any other meta thing. You honestly believe that Centurion is gonna be better after they ban Snake Eyes? Like, no, you still have to deal with Tenpai. You still have to deal with Tenpai and Jubil. What is wrong with people with the Hawk Calamity bullshit, though? And Sanctifier, I get it. You made a compelling argument. You're right. Shifter, guys. Shifter's been. It's a hand trap. It's been here. It's a format dependent card. They're not gonna ban it, especially now that they're gonna have Malice coming soon. They will want to sell Malice. They want to keep Shifter. Ain't not gonna happen. Rivalry's at 1. It's not doing anything other than Tenpai and those few Tenpai players. Spirit of Jubil, you say that's too early for it to get hit. I thought it was okay to get hit, but you say it was too early. I'm with you on that. King Caesar, no. Moon Goddess, no. Fable, sure. I can see you.
Oh, sorry. You said Spirit of Jubil.
Yeah, the fusion one, right?
No, Spirit is the main deck one. Phantom is the extra deck one.
Oh, my bad. It's Phantom.
Phantom is too new. Spirit of Jubil, they can hit.
Oh, okay.
Because it came out in Phantom Nightmare.
Yeah.
It came out this year. You can argue it's too early or not. It's whatever, but Phantom, the extra deck one, no. It came out 2 months ago. It's too new.
Yeah, I agree with you. Moving on to the next one. Dual Evolution, that website, that channel that does a lot of replays, which I like that channel a lot because sometimes when they got good decks with certain deck lists, I try to get some ideas and was like, oh, okay, this is a very good competitive one. It's some of it. They posted their list that say their wish list, in this case they say prediction. They say Forbidden, Flame Birch, Beatrice, Sanctifier, Apollousa, and once again, Hawk Calamity.
I am someone that believes you should hit enablers, not the no one summons Hot Red. You need to summon Crimson Dragon. There's no world where I've seen someone playing Centurion and summon Hot Red normally. They always go into Crimson Dragon, quick effect, Hot Red Calamity. You're done. But if you didn't have Crimson Dragon, no one's summoning it.
Exactly.
Maybe some of the Jack Atlas players, but
even so, no. Even then, it's still hard for them. So
yeah.
Again, we disagree with the Hawk Calamity. The limited list, which I found them much more interested. They say that they're gonna limit Phantom of Jubil, which that was my first thought that Konami might do with Jubil. Just limits Lotus to 1 and Phantom of Jubil to 1 because Phantom of Jubil does the soft ones per turn, right?
Yeah, but again, it's just too new. I just don't see Konami hitting the card that came out 2 months ago.
I agree. And that's just my wishful thinking at that point,
No, I don't disagree with it. I'm just saying that I personally don't think Konami's gonna hit it.
Right. They're gonna limit Shifter. I mean, I'm like,
yeah, we just talked about it 5 minutes ago. It's not happening, guys.
It's not happening. Skill Drain to 1, sure. It could go back again to 1. Second Summoning to 1, yeah, we agree with that. This one last card that might get hit. They say, according to them, Runic Fountain for Runic cards. I've been hearing that whole limit Runic Fountain to 1 for the longest time. It's at 2. If they haven't done anything about it since they semi-limited, they're not gonna do it at all. And Runic right now has some appearances, but it's not a menacing appearance. I feel like we need necessary evil. Runic is that necessary evil. Do you disagree?
A bit, because that's like saying we need Mystic Mind. That's a necessary evil.
Oh no, that's not necessary evil. That's Sauron level evil. We never asked for Sauron. Sauron just decided to have the one ring to rule them all. That's Mystic Mind, the one ring to rule them all. That's not necessary evil. That's evil. But again, Runic Fountain to 1. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, I can see why people will want it to 1. I'm okay with it. That's fine. Cards that that should come back to 1. Block Dragon, Glow Up Bulb.
Okay.
What's this link to? Heavy Metal Falls Electromite.
For Pendulum.
Yeah, for Pendulum. Even though Pendulum is not doing anything, Electromite is not going to do anything right now. Spiral Master Plan, bring it back to 1. Because Spiral's not doing anything, so it's okay.
Agreed.
And then Masterpiece to 1 for Drago Slayers.
Yeah. I'm just shocked they didn't mention Prank Kids.
Yeah, bring back Meow Meow. Like, Prank Kids are not gonna do anything on the next format. It's too much for them to handle.
Yeah, Double Raigeki's not enough.
Yeah, Double Raigeki's not enough. And lastly, the semi-limited, they say Bonfire to 2. I don't know about that. Snake Eye Ash to 2. I think it's better off to 1 or ban.
Or 0, yeah.
Yeah. All the Dragon Rulers to 2, which is like...
Put him at 3.
Yeah, at that point, put it at 3. If you're going to put it at 2, put it at 3. And Chicken Game to 2.
Or 3.
Or you can put Chicken Game to 3 because, like, again, nobody's using Chicken Game and sometimes they use it as a fodder. So lastly, the last one, I got this from MCO4. Robbie saw this, fake list, and he was like, okay, I see this. And then halfway there, he's like, there's the meme. What an idiot. Why you had to ruin the whole list just by that? Like, so he saw in this list that whoever did this fake list, they say Poplar is going to get banned. Oh, okay. Apollousa is banned. Oh, sure, I guess. Beatrice is banned.
Yeah, Fiendsmith.
Yeah, Fiendsmith. Okay. Skill Drain banned.
Weird.
Sure, I guess. That's it. That's the ban list. So we can agree with the Beatrice and the Apollousa. I don't necessarily will agree with Poplar, even though Poplar is broken as it is. I feel like Snake Eyes was able to play even without Poplar. What do you think?
Yeah, you can go back to Fire Kings.
Exactly.
Oh, you hit Poplar. Cool. We're going back pre Poplar.
Rescue Ways again.
Yeah.
Oh, now we got Fiendsmith. Now we can do this even better. What? Okay, sure. And then the last week, what was the one that I mentioned? It was like Poplar, Apollousa, Beatrice. Oh, and Skill Drain.
Skill Drain, yeah.
Like, what? Just live. Okay, sure. So in the limited section, this fake people say, oh, Lotus should be limited. All right, cool. You hit your bill. Snake Eye Ash. But if you already banned Poplar and you did Beatrice and Apollousa, why touching Snake Eye Ash at that point?
Yeah.
So that was a troll. The part that made Robbie laugh out loud in the channel, because he was just like, what the fuck? Like, this guy just made the stupidest take ever. What made him laugh was this person, whoever created, says limit to 1 droplet.
Someone got trolled and they don't like it. So someone lost a droplet in their episode.
That's the first fun I had when I saw this, like, oh yeah, let's limit droplet. I was like, excuse me?
Yeah. There's always people like that. Even at the card shop, there's people that will lose to a deck and then be like, oh, Robina needs to be banned. And I'm like, Flu hasn't been relevant in like
forever. So it's like
ever.
Also, like, you had to limit droplet, then you had to limit Dark Ruler no more. Because it's essentially the same card, only one's faster than the other, and one has more restrictions than the other. It's technically the same card. So it's that's some guy who got bought her with droplet. They say limited to 1, which I was like, okay, that one I can agree. Limited to 1 was Heavy Storm.
But yeah, to start bringing it back. Yeah,
to start bringing it back. And then the other cards, let me see. Opening of the spirit gates, which is like Jubel and whatnot. Okay. And then again, prosperity. Circling back again, it's like, why are we limiting prosperity? Why is everybody on this prosperity limit mindset? It's like,
because it's Tempai, that's it.
so stupid. Yeah, no, because cash wasn't a thing back then. And then before cash, every other player was playing free copies of prosperity in every deck that they were playing. That wasn't bad, you know. But now, because one deck is playing it, oh yeah, it's bad. Anyways, Zodiac Barrage to 1. It was
from
forbidden.
banned.
Yeah,
forbidden. Yeah, we're bringing back Zodiac. That's fine.
Yeah,
Zodiac is a worse Pearly, so
yeah, so that's fine.
All that can come back.
And then, let me see. Okay, and then to the semi-limited list, we're Shifter to 2 does nothing. Miscellaneous to 2, sure. Bring back dinos. Change of Hearts to 2, like okay. Reasoning to 2 for Infernoid players, I guess. Sure,
it's called level 1 and wreck them.
Yeah, exactly. Snatch Steel to 2. Okay. Sanguine Summoning to 2. It's either 1 or free. 2, like what? Or none. You can ban it at that card. And then the rest of it is the Armageddon Knight, Pancratots, K-Raid, Plush Fire, Ebe, and Summon Sorcerers. So that was the biggest troll I've seen so far. Yeah, so Banlist season right now, you know, that's where we are right now. Any final thoughts so we can move on from this topic?
No, I think I might make a Banlist prediction video.
Yeah. If they don't decide to release the ban list tomorrow. But I think
if it's gonna it might come out Friday. I don't know.
Oh shit. All right.
Or I honestly don't know. Like again, they literally said late August. Late August could literally be August 30th.
It's Konami at the end of the day, bro. Moving on to this topic. You saw the video that I sent you, right?
Yes. With Cali?
Yeah, with Cali Effect. Shout out to it. So basically they were talking about this thing that happened on the YCS about winning through time, and that the opponent, Ibra is his name for Canada, purposely slow pay his siding so he can take the W. What are your thoughts about that? It's been like the talk for I guess everybody in the mothers are talking about this.
I mean, it did look that way. At the end of the day, like I don't know what he's thinking, because I kind of agree with Cali too, where sometimes when you're like on the feature match, or even just at locals, like you're about to win or whatever, it's like you start siding and then you realize you're siding bad. You know how many times I hear people say, I sided going second and I said, I'm going first. Yep. So when a lot of people have that same issue and then someone maybe caught themselves and then being like, oh, they're taking too long. I don't know. Granted, the judges should know you have 3 minutes.
Yes.
Like the second the match is over, someone needs to pull out their phone or have a stopwatch and be like 3 minutes, here you go. And then penalize based on if you're done or not. Because I think the clock literally started like at 0 and they had more than 4 minutes left. So siding was done incorrectly and none of the judges stopped it. But again, I don't want to just accuse someone of cheating, because like there's times where I start siding and I realize, wait, this might not be the best strategy. And let me just reside everything. And then also like you might have a siding plan.
Yes.
And the deck you're facing, you might not know what you want to side out because all your cards are that impactful.
Right.
So if I have to side out 3 cards, I know which 3 cards I have to side out. If I have to side out 7 cards, now it becomes more of a which card am I okay not seeing? And it's sometimes hard to think about it in those 3 minutes. But I understand it's like you have 3 minutes. Again, you can say, well, you need to practice knowing which 7, which 10, which 15 if you need to do like a smoke screen or whatever. I can see that argument too, that you should already have a game plan for any amount of cards. But to me, it was mostly the judge's fault. In the video, he also said like if he didn't do that, the opponent was going to go into Lacrimosa and burn him for 12. So what's the difference? Like he's going to set up a runic board, not do the life, pass it. The guy's going to do Lacrimosa, boom, game. So
I thought it was like a very interesting topic, because it's the topic that we were discussing about, Dogwood itself. If we play Dogwood, just go ahead and I'm just gonna win for game because all you gotta do is just the moment that you special summon, oh wait, dogwood, and you're already like, oh damn, special summon. So now I gain life points and I'll lose half of it. So now you have to either commit or stop the game from there. And especially when you're from that in that perspective. I feel like it wasn't a very interesting topic, honestly. Very interesting topic that a lot of people are be like bitching and moaning about, like he cheated or not. It doesn't look like he purposely tried to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that even pro players talked about this. A lot of pro players have defended people that say like, yo, like when you're on a feature match and all eyes are on you, and this is your first time, you're going to get nervous. You're going to make mistakes. Yeah. It happens, And at that point, you're not even watching the watch. I don't know if they have watches next to them or if the judges are telling them you got 2 minutes, you got 1 minute, and even though that's something that the judges are supposed to let them know as well, if they're on a feature match, so that way they know what they got to do. But regardless, you get nervous, you're going to make mistakes no matter what. It happens. All eyes are on you. And if you're not that type of person that likes to be watched by millions of eyeballs, like, bro, you're going to be on a nervous breakdown. So I can't side like whether he purposely did it or not. Because we're looking at it in the perspective of a spectator. We weren't there.
Yeah.
We weren't the judges. The judges has the time. As if I was the player, I'm not looking at the time. I'm looking at my opponent on my cards and try to play my game because I need to try to win this match somehow, So I'm not paying attention to the timer. Obviously, if there was a timer next to me, sure. But even if there's a time next to me, I'm not thinking in my head, it's like, all right, how many minutes do I have? Okay, and how many minutes am I allowed? Like, okay, 3 minutes minus 2 minutes of me signing this. Okay, I'm not thinking that. No, I'm thinking about, what cards am I siding in and out? Like, is this going to be a good strategy or a bad strategy? I need to think this through very quickly before shit hits the fan. No. So I feel like it's not fair for a lot of people who are attacking this kid, on this feature match overall. Like guys, like be in that position and then talk. And then we'll see, But don't be hating on the kid to say, oh, he's slow playing or whatnot. Like, no, I've met people that purposely slow play. We know people that are like that. We're like, dog, come on, move it along. Yeah, like we know the difference. He wasn't trying to intentionally like slow play the game. Yeah. And he had his right. He was within his right to side deck his cards, even if time was at the essence. He has his right. It don't matter.
I just think a lot of people are hating it because it's like the second he gained life, he literally put his hand out. He was like, GG.
Well,
but it's over. That's the rules.
Exactly. It's over. Like you have to finish your main phase. You had to finish the phase out. Since he was the last player in all this, he has to finish it out. So
he was explaining feature matches. Both players get a turn, but the first to either lose or gain wins. So
yes.
So that's why the guy was kind of upset because that's what Kalu's trying to say. It's like let's say if this guy didn't manage to go into Hugin, not Hugin, whichever one that gives you the life points.
Muning.
The other guy was gonna get a turn and instantly go to Lacrimosa.
Yeah.
And burn him. And again, the rule is whoever gains first wins or whoever loses first wins. So it was GG because it's over. Those are the rules. When you're a feature match, they tell you, hey, whoever has the highest life points at any points wins. And the guy gained 1,000 life points because of the end phase, and he's like, shake the hands, and it's it's true.
It's sportsmanship conduct. Like he's been a good sportsman. It's like, it's a good game, man. Yeah, we stuck it all the way. Yeah, GG, bro. So I get you will be upset, but come on, bro. He was within his scope. He was, if anything, he was playing by the rules to the T. So
and the thing is, they're looking at the clock retroactively after the match. The opponent could have been like, "Yo, it's over 3 minutes, judge, over 3 minutes. What's going on? Is that a penalty? Whatever." The thing is, the opponent didn't do anything either. So he was done siding, but he literally, you're both supposed to keep track of time.
Exactly. And,
So
even the judges as well, to Kali's point, the judges should be like, yo, come on, time to play or else you forfeit and this and that.
Yeah.
But I get his point is like none of these judges get paid well. They're not compensating us, or they're just there to, for the what you call it, for the prizes. That
for the sleeves.
Yeah, for the sleeves, for the play mat, for the deck boxes. Yeah, they're only there for the prices because that's the only money value that they gain out of it. Yeah, paying them? It's like, nah, bro. Like, they don't give a shit. It's nothing. They get jack shit. And I remember talking to one of the judges that did in Prodigy, and the guy told me, it's like, oh no, like I had to be here by 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, what? Doors doesn't open till 9. Why you had to be like 3-4 hours early? Oh, the meeting, the judges and the whatnot, discuss some of the rulings and this and that. I was like, you need 4 hours to talk about that shit? You could have discussed that under 1 hour or even before the tournament starts. No, because when the doors open, registration and lines, keeping people in check, making sure there's no people training and whatnot. It's like, okay, I get it, but still, you can do this in 1 hour, all the way from 5 a.m. and he doesn't get paid that much. Like, oh, that's crazy.
Probably was a bit too much. I would say maybe 7, like 2 hours. I think 1 hour is too short because I think you have to go over logistics. Because I remember at the Cool Stuff Regional when they told people, yeah, you're still in line, and then they're like, never mind, and then people are like, yo, like you said, I'm not getting a penalty. Like there was so much miscommunication.
Yeah,
that I felt like if they were to tell me, yo, we've been going over the rules since 5 a.m., I'll be like, it's crazy because it sounds like half of you guys didn't know the rules. Like, not knock anyone there, but I'm just saying that, like, for Prodigy, I never had an issue with how they were, I guess, judging. I told you that one judge that kept, like, being around me because he didn't like how I shuffled. And I'm like, okay, bro, like, my opponent didn't even call you. Like, you just, like, you're trying to cause trouble for no reason. Like, I'm at bottom table, just here playing with my friends. You're worried about, because you saw me, you didn't like how I shuffled, which is crazy.
I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you on the last Prodigy game in FAU, I was in bottom table at that point. I was in bottom tables, and I was playing with somebody. We were just having a friendly match, and one of the judges was passing by, and he says, "Yo, after this round, you need to change your sleeves." I'm like, "Excuse me, why you gotta change my sleeves for glancing?" Like, why? Why I had to change the sleeves? These are double sleeves, all right? Like, yeah. You should have the double sleeves from the other side, like how you have them. I'm like, wait, I get penalized for that because I have them all double sleeve in the same. What? I've never heard it. A judge was just grilling at me. He's like, yeah, on the next round you have to get that. And I was like, okay, sure. If I have time, I'll do it. If I don't have time, I'm not gonna do it just because you say it. And by the way, I'm in table 60 something.
Yeah,
like, and half of the players have left. We're in round 6. What?
Yeah, you're not topping your 60, 70.
Yeah, if I'm in 60, 70, and we're in round 6. What do you care how I got my double sleeves made? It's not like I have them marked or anything. Again, weird.
And even I would have just brought that to the head judge. It's just crazy how, like, you're power tripping, bro. Like, the game is not. This game ain't serious, bro.
Yes, exactly.
People cry that we have a bad prize pool, but then people are power tripping about it. Like, makes no sense.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, speaking to prize pools, like, what do you think of the next season's now prizes? Like another verse.
It looked kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. That one actually did look cool.
I want the playmat. I'm willing to pay some money for the playmat because the playmat looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that another verse will be coming in its own archetype? Like Konami will have its thing with it?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna keep it just for winners.
All right.
I do think, like, someone was saying that, like, maybe they should have, like, platinum cards for YCS winners instead, and it could be like nostalgia cards.
I'm okay with that.
So it's like, oh, like the platinum blue eyes, but it could be like, oh no, we have red eyes. Now we have, or interesting enough, it could be the best card from that format, like platinum, like a platinum Snake Eyes Ash, something like that, or Snake like Poplar. whatever card they pick,
Yeah.
and it'll be cool. Or it'll be even cooler if it was like one YCS, it's Poplar. The next one is Snake Eyes Ash. The next one is Oak. So it's like if you start winning all these, like, oh my god, I made like this season's like this year's season, whatever. It's like I made that the meta deck, right? So it's like, so it would have been cool. It's like, YCS Kashtira, then the next one was Unicorn, next one Rise, next one Bird. Right. So it's like, when it was Kashtira format, I got all the platinum Kashtiras. That could be cool. I don't know. I don't care about the prize pool. Everyone keeps talking about it, and I'm like, brother, I haven't seen you at one regional, and you're worried about YCS prize pools, but I have not seen you try out one regional.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I see people just echoing what pros say, and it's like, the pros have, whatever reason they're like, hey, like it's not enough for us. Yeah, that's fine. I get it. Lorcana has the serialized Mickeys. That's cool. Pokemon One Piece, is crazy. But to me, it's like it's a hobby. Like,
yeah, at the end of the day, it's a hobby. Like you're not supposed to be living off this.
Yeah, to me, it's like I was compared to fishing. Like no one goes to fish to be like, I caught a rare, exotic, almost endangered fish, and I'm selling it. People who go on the boat, they're all chilling, blah, blah. Yeah, maybe there's competitive fishing. I don't know. There is. Most of the time, like a hobby is supposed to be like fun. And to me, it's like that. I like going to locals because it's fun. People are just playing different decks. We're all chilling, having a good time. But to me, it's like if I were to win a YCS, I would not be upset if all I got was a Nintendo Switch. I'll be thanks. Like take my photo, put it on your Instagram so I can flex, and let's move on. Like I personally don't care. But I do see the counterpoint that, hey, if you're like a busy dad and you have to pay money for the flight and the hotel and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I get it. Like there's no return of investment.
Mm-hmm.
But you can argue that like, if you go to a concert, like what's your point of return of investment? It's an experience you're going to, right? Like you're going to fly out to see an artist.
What's the whole point going to a Super Bowl? What's the whole point of going to an NBA finals?
Yeah.
You're
just the experience.
It's the experience. You're going to see your team play and try to win, right? You're not going to get anything return other than bragging rights. You're not going to get anything back. It's just the experience itself. So it's a good point to look at it that way. Yeah, all right. I guess we're done with.
Yeah, I mean that's my opinion. I don't I don't care about the prize pool. A lot of people argue me for it. I'm like, I get the arguments, but it's also coming from people who never seen at a regional, never top a local, and you're worried about like other people's pockets.
Those are the most loudest that we're hearing. Not the people that show up, but the people that spectate a lot and talk so much shit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
right, I'm with it.
Yeah, it's fun because I don't know how often you go in the Instagram comments, but you'll see people complain about it. But then you see them like on another post admitting that they haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in 5 years, and it's like, so you haven't played in 5 years, and you're worried about that Jesse Cotton has like 5 Nintendo Switches.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, okay, like you get criticized. I'm not saying you're not allowed to criticize, but it's like, you're like the loudest person yapping on the Instagram.
You're trolling,
but you haven't played. Yeah, but you haven't played in 5 years. Yeah,
you're trolling at that point. I agree. Yeah, I guess we can finish this topic of Yu-Gi-Oh talk. Banlist, and meta, and shit, and whatnot. Any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I think I need to make a Banlist prediction video just so we can call it.
Let's go. Let's make it happen. Yeah, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the current Yu-Gi-Oh state. You like it, you hate it. What bank cards you think is much more optimal? Let us know in the comments down below. Let's move on to UnionArena. Yeah.
Let's go. You sign up?
Sign up for what?
The super pre-release?
No, when is it?
It's Friday.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's Friday?
You need to sign up. Yeah, you need to sign up, bro.
What are I gonna do? Do I call them? Do I say,
no. You have to download the Bandai app.
Oh, fuck. All right. We'll deal with that later. Okay. Damn.
I thought you had the Bandai app because I know you play One Piece, but...
Yeah, I played One Piece, but it's only like for the tutorial. I don't have the actual thing. Holy shit. I didn't know there was a Bandai app. Like, damn. So it's Bandai TCG Plus?
Yeah.
Okay, and I just signed up and that's it?
Yeah, and then you get to pick one deck. Oh, technically you can buy both, but I think you're gonna play with one deck. And right now the only decks is Hunter x Hunter or
Bleach.
Bleach.
Yeah, I'm playing the Bleach all the way.
I'm playing the Hunter x Hunter all the way.
Okay, I can do this later. Okay, shit. I'm excited. UnionArena coming up, man. Finally, after how many months have we talked about this? We finally gonna have UnionArena. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. It's gonna be I hope it's gonna be as good, as big as One Piece is. You know, if they made it that far and we have that many people playing it, I hope it gets to that level. I'm very excited for it. I'm looking for it. I pre-ordered my box. It doesn't come until next month, right? You have a case.
October.
Oh, fuck. October. Jesus, we still have to wait.
Yes, sir. I bought a case. I'm praying. I hope
you get the
I'm praying and hoping I pull like a manga or rainbow, whatever it's because I don't think it's from the manga. I think they're just like rainbow rares.
Oh, okay.
But I still
get that ultra mega super secret rare that nobody can have. Yeah.
Yeah, and if I don't, I'm just gonna use all my store credit on Travis. Be like, hey, bro, I'm at $400 right now.
Yo, that's
credit,
crazy. So, yo, that's crazy.
The Kashtira and
let's go.
All the Kashtira wins and Snake Eyes, I guess.
Of course, let's go. Damn, so it's this Friday? Damn, I have to show up.
Yeah.
No, this Friday I have to show up. Well, I honestly cannot wait. I have to show up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let my wife know, baby. I'm sorry. I have to show up for this. Yeah, because this Saturday I'm not going to locals. I'm actually going to Tampa with my cousins. Once we're gonna go to Tampa Bay Comic-Con.
Tampa Bay, okay.
Yeah, for shits and giggles, basically. For shits and giggles, all because me and my cousin David Hayter, who's the voice actor of Snake from Metal Gear Solid, is gonna be there, and it's like. Okay. This might be the one chance that we're gonna see him because I don't know.
Yeah.
So we might as well get the signature and get it over with, you know. And if we see something that's cool, not like I'm again zero expectations of going over there. Yeah. It's just for
and it's not that far, right? 3-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a 3-hour drive. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's just that we're
not like what 12-hour flight. Well, no, it was what 8-hour flight.
Oh,
to Cali.
No, Cali was like 5-hour flight
with the layover.
It was just direct. It's just the hour.
You got direct flight. Okay.
It was just direct flight. 5-hour flight back and forth. It's just the time itself is just weird. Like I get jet lag. So by the time when I left there, I left here like at 5 p.m. and I got there at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
But it's like late over in Easter Coast. And then when I left there at 9 p.m., it was 5 a.m. in the morning over here. So it was that weird time difference that my body was not used to, But yeah, my cousin Gitinian, he actually released a video for Collecticon that we all went. It was actually pretty good, pretty funny. Very, very good video. I gotta give him credits for it. Shout out to him for that. So I know there's gonna be one for Comic-Con. I don't know if I'm gonna do one, but if they give me all the footage, I'll make one. I'll try to make one for a recap out of it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna make one for Tampa Bay as well. That's why. Mm-hmm. But now that I know that UnionArena is coming, there's the super releases. I have to show up this Friday. Like I have to. Like I need my starter deck 100%. It's only one per person, right? So you only can have that. Yeah. I have to. But I have to before they sell out, and I have to whole ass myself from work to get there because I don't know how many people are selling off on that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to risk it. So yeah. Once we have UnionArena, I guess we'll be more talkative about it, Yeah. Right now there's nothing we can't say much about it because we haven't played in a while, and then we're gonna get the starter that's this week. It's only then where we start to say, oh, I feel this or that. Unless you already have some thoughts.
No, I mean I'm probably gonna be practicing tonight and Thursday night just on the simulator.
On the website simulator.
On the website, yeah.
Yeah, I have to do the same as well. I need to get back and start learning. Well, moving on from TCG, Alien Romulus review. Let's talk about it, bro. So, do you want to start or you want me to start?
I'll start because I've never seen an Alien movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I was a little kid, I saw Alien vs. Predator, but I honestly don't remember it.
Okay.
But I've also heard people say that's not canon. So does it matter?
It's canon. It's just in the past. That's all. Don't worry. I don't.
Okay. Dude, I don't know what the hell I watched, bro. It's funny because a lot of people are like, you watch, because people that know me know I hate horror. I hate horror movies.
Right.
And people were like, you watch them? Like, yeah, it's a horror movie. I'm like, how? Like, it was not horror. Like, putting a dark tint on something doesn't make it horror. Mm-hmm. Like, do you want to do spoilers? Like,
yes, guys, we're gonna do spoiler alert. 3, 2, 1, go.
Dude, I felt like the final boss looked like Slender Man. and it's weird because you saw like the scene that is shooting from the back and it had the holes. I literally thought it was gonna like come out like Slenderman, bro. I was like, what am I watching? Like and the thing is, when she said she's pregnant, I already knew they were foreshadowing that baby's gonna get corrupted somehow.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Yeah,
I just felt it was so predictable. It's like everyone's gonna die except the main character. Like, yeah, it was just so weird, and I didn't think it was scary. Like, the Slenderman thing looks so weird. The CGI, I was like, brother, what am I watching?
Well, some of them were CGIs, and some of them were actually the costume itself. That's why I enjoy very thoroughly of the aspects of the movie itself. I don't classify Alien anymore as a horror. I feel like it's stuck itself in the sci-fi category.
Sci-fi now? Okay.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. Like everything about it's sci-fi. Sure, probably in the time when Alien was released, they probably put it in horror, and there were a lot of jump scares about it, or some of the elements that build up to the horror part. But but at that time, there wasn't a sci-fi genre specific that was categorized, you know? At that time, back in the 90s, when it was, or 80s, when it was like early 80s around there. That was the first Alien. Yeah, around there. So there wasn't like a sci-fi genre like how we have it right now, that we have sci-fi has its own even channels, the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah. So
Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah. That's cool. That's why I didn't, when I saw this movie, I didn't expect that I was gonna be scared. I feel like it's gonna be more fan service, if anything. Like anybody who's into the aliens or seen all the Alien movies will see this movie will be like, oh my God, this is actually good. This is good. Not great, not amazing. Like, oh my God, near perfect. No, it's good. It went straight to the point, beginning to end. All right, characters, forgettable characters because they're all gonna die. References, cameos, Easter eggs were all there. You know, blast from the past cameos were there. I mean, the android itself was a blast from the past. You know, the android itself was like from the first movie, so I kind of like how they connect that to the first movie. It definitely was predictable. It was definitely predictable. Like you knew some shit was gonna happen.
Did you ever play Metroid on the Game Boy Advance?
Metroid, yes. On the Game Boy Advance, yes. I played it once.
Did you play another couple one? Did you play Metroid Fusion?
No, but I heard people tell me like, holy shit.
Oh, I love that game. I feel like they just ripped off the plot from Metroid Fusion.
Because of the shooting scene?
No, because like the whole thing is basically Samus goes like on a space research station.
Yeah.
And then there's a big boss throughout the whole game. So it kind of felt like the alien was like the big boss. And also like the space station crashes.
Right.
So I felt like it was like, yo, this is like Metroid Fusion, but worse. Like,
hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's what I felt like,
because they're really like unlocking like parts of the station too, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of felt like. And then again, in Metroid games, you always like unlock weapons, and I also felt like that when they finally got the guns, and they're like, well, you can't really use the guns until we authorize it. And so it kind of felt like Metroid Fusion, but just worse.
I mean, again, like I didn't play that game itself, but I can see why based on what you're telling me. But I wouldn't say it's a bad movie overall. No, it was very enjoyable, especially when I watched it in 4DX. I actually had the 4DX experience, so I had the whole
The
chair,
side panels.
the side panels, the shooting, and I got the spray on top of me.
Okay, you had that one. We had it where like the screen was all the way around.
Oh, that's the screenettes.
Oh, Screen X. Yeah. Okay. So I had Screen X.
I had the 4DX where my chair was literally moved.
Yeah.
So if they're running, I'm like dun 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 dun. And if there's like shooting, you hear the bullets flying through your ears, you're like. And if there's like acid, it's thrown to your face, but it's like a spray of water and whatnot.
Yeah.
No, I actually had the full experience of 4DX. So it was like, okay, this is one of those movies that I need to watch it like that, you know? But nothing horror about it because everything was predictable. It was just more like, okay, anticipation. This is what's happening. All right, the build-up. Now, I will say, out of the whole storyline, which I felt it was like short, simple, straight to the point. I like it. Good. We don't need to double it. They tried to double it to like expand more to it, but it was more to connect with the other movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like they did a good job. I did enjoy the plot twists. There were so many plot twists because I thought that the movie was gonna end with the pregnant girl, you know, injecting herself and leaving the spaceship, and then the main character with the android are hit and stay, and we're like, well, this is where it all ends.
Nah, bro. The main character always lives, bro. Come on, bro.
I thought that was how it was gonna happen.
It's not what is it? The Game of Thrones.
yeah. I mean, I thought they were gonna go that way. I was like, oh, okay. And then they did that whole the Doom style shooting. It's like, it's like, oh, okay, shit, okay. All right, cool. And then we move forward. All right, we're back. Okay, again, a plot twist. I thought the main character was gonna die because she got trapped by the gravity. She's getting pulled by the alien. And all of a sudden, the android comes to the rescue and everything. And then they all pull back again. I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right, I guess we're all going to go. Have a good night. You know, stay safe. Go in cryostasis. And I thought that was going to be the event. I mean, everybody was building up. All of a sudden, man. I'm like, what now? Oh, the baby's about to burst. Holy shit. That was a scene that I did not.
Oh, that scene was nasty. Yeah.
I didn't need that. I didn't need that scene overall. Like, I was like, oh, God. And then the baby itself, like the mutated version of a human hybrid, it's like, oh my God, that's nasty. That's just, ugh. I get that looked like a Slender Man. It wasn't in my father. My father was like, this is some ugly ass motherfucker. It was just like, oh my God, horrible, disgusting. I was like, okay, here it is. Here's the alien right here. All right, cool. And the way that he was just like, killing his mom, like, oh, it was just like, oh, okay. They hit me. It's like, all right, good for you guys. Thank you. You got me when you got me. And then it ended the way they ended, with her coming back, hopefully killing the alien. Because, sometimes these aliens, when they get sucked into space, they're not really dead. They're just in a cryostasis. Once you get them out, and that's where like, okay, I'm back again. So hopefully, that's done. We don't get to see it. And she goes, and then just like every other alien movie, if you're listening to this is the last remnant of this ship and whatnot. We're traveling wherever the fuck they're traveling to. It was good. It's definitely a fan service movie. I will say that.
Yeah.
I
think it's funny because I went with the Mad Cards people.
Oh, with
to see it
with George and Travis and Chris and Junior,
Chris Austin, Junior.
Also, they all watch it. What are their thoughts?
They didn't like.
I bet they did.
But what's funny was like I was cracking jokes the whole time with Austin. That's why some people don't like taking me to the movie because like I'm not serious about it. But when the baby came out and was about to kill the main chick, after they kill the mom, I was like, is this when the predator comes? And then like some guy behind me just started cracking up like so bad. I was like,
That was good. That was good. Yeah, yeah. Hey,
saying like, yeah,
this is it. This is where the Predator universe comes in.
to save the chick. I mean, it might as well have like it doesn't matter, bro.
It doesn't matter. So I felt it was like a it was a good movie. 7 out of 10. It's not great. It doesn't have much of replay value unless you're that big of an Alien fan.
Yeah, and you want to watch like the whole, because I know some people they like watching chronological order, so not like when it got released, but like for the progress. Like how some people watch Star Wars, like starting with like the prequels, then the main, and then the after the sequels.
Yeah, exactly.
So they go through an order. Yeah, so like I can see some super fans doing like a super run like that.
Yeah,
but
I can see.
For me, as a one-off, I'm like I don't really.
Yeah, like you
see myself watching it.
Yeah, you wouldn't care. It's just a fan service at best. Good movie, straight to the point, no bullshit ins and out. They tied into the original story. That's that. That we don't need to revisit it. Other than it's just a good movie. So for the fan base, you're gonna have a great time. Casual people, not so much. It's not a horror. It's not very scary at all. I didn't like. It's I know for the casual people, they're not gonna like it. Yeah. But then again, it did good on box office. Like the budget was like 50 million, and they're over 100 million.
Yeah.
So they already make their money plus more, and I think they're already past that. So box office, they did great. So I mean,
better than Borderlands, I guess.
Yo, you saw how they
Borderlands.
Borderlands? Yeah. I haven't seen it. Have you?
Same. No.
I want to see it.
I was excited for the name, but it got like a 0 from like both reviewers and critics and viewers, and I was like, audience. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching
bro. That. Like
if it's on Max, I might.
Yeah, if it's on Max, I'll see it.
Yeah,
I'll see it on Max. But it's bro. Kate Blanchett or Kevin Hart couldn't save the movie. That nothing will. If it's that bad,
I will say like again, because I listen to everyone. Mm-hmm. So one criticism I don't agree with is like they're like, oh well, like some cosplayers have like the aesthetic of Borderlands, and I'm like, yeah, but that's because like that, like in a video game with graphics, you're allowed to pick how you want to shade your stuff, but in real life, it just looks weird.
Yeah,
like. Yes, there are cosplayers that look exactly like the character from the game with the cell shading and everything.
Right.
But like in a movie, they didn't go that way. Like
no, they want to have it simplify it. They're not gonna be dressing up like a cosplayer. A cosplayer takes like hours and hours. Yeah. You think the filmmakers have time for them to dress up? Like, no. It's like, get dressed and start shooting. The fuck? Time is money.
Like I get a criticism, but for me, I'm like, it's not criticism of the movie. I'm always more like plot, entertainment, replay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you look at the characters, like, okay, you know who it is. Like you're not confused by it. Like just because they didn't like paint their eyebrow like super dark or their folds or whatever. It's like, okay, like they don't look cell shaded, but it's a live action like movie, not like a CGI or like animated movie.
Right. When it comes in the stream, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on Romulus? We could just move on.
No thoughts really.
Yeah, that's our review for Romulus. 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's the greatest Alien movie. I just say it's good. It's not horror. It's definitely sci-fi-esque. And if you're an Alien fan, you're gonna enjoy it. That's that. Moving on to the last two topics. The Acolytes from the Star Wars cancel after one season. Oh my God, who could have saw that coming? I mean, it wasn't bad, but damn it, I hate the fact that they just left the season itself like, all right, well, left to our imagination. What happens afterwards?
Yeah.
Like
build your own story.
Yeah, build your own story. I hate when they do that stupid shit, bro. It's like, bro, like you started a story, you might as well finish it with a second season. Like I need to know what happens with so-and-so and this and that, I get invested on it. If I was invested from this series itself from the very beginning, bro, give me at least do a second season and call it a day and that's it. Kill it right there. But come on, give me a cliffhanger like that, an open story, and let your imaginations run all the way to the first episode of the Star Wars series. All right, great. Thank you, assholes. But I get why. I mean, good job for the fans. They won, I guess. They hated the show so bad that they canceled it.
They canceled it, yeah.
I mean, the reviews itself, like I've seen some of the reviews, it's like, okay, it's not that bad because there's like 2 or 3 episodes out of the 8-episode run that were great episodes. Like they had a fair review, while the others were just dog garbage shit. It's like, I get it, but they had a few episodes that were good. So I wouldn't call it a completely failure or cancel. But again, I've been telling you this. Fans have been hating this show since the very beginning. There was no love for this series to begin with. So, and I think one of the actors not knowing the difference between Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker is already something that people are like, oh my God, what the fuck? You're acting on the show about Star Wars and you don't know about these things. Even Aaron McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan, knows these things. I saw that video. That was cringe. I was like, what? Bro, Anakin and Luke are 2 different people, father and son. And he's like nonchalant about it. Like this is, yeah. I'm like, dog, you get the butt for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be too upset if an actor is like off base, but don't speak on it if you're off base. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Don't
just be like, hey, I don't know anything about Star Wars. I'm just a paid actor, but I'm not also gonna like pretend I know about the lore and talk about the lore. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and I know you and me talked about this before. Like, guys, like if you're paying an actor for a series itself and you've never watched the series itself, like, all right, don't pretend that you know about the series and be confident about it. You know, don't fake it till you make it. Like, no, this is not one of those things. All right, if you don't know, you don't know. Just that's fine. And you admit it. It's like, I don't know. I never watched anything, but I started reading the comments, and then that's where I got the inspiration, and I'm excited to play this character. Okay, fine, I'm done with that. But coming in blatantly, it's like, oh, if you think that, you know, that this person is bad, what do you think it was Anakin Skywalker that, you know, that this and bad, like he became good and then became bad. We're like, what? Huh? What are you talking about? Didn't he destroy a planet and then all of a sudden became a good guy afterwards? I'm like, you're confusing 2 different characters.
Is that Vegeta?
Is that Vegeta? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that stuff, guys. Like, let's just be real. I got no thoughts about the Star Wars. I guess, you know, it's to mention, like, well, got canceled. Yeah, that is wrong. Okay, moving on to the last topic. Amazon Prime's anthology series Secret Level trailer. Do you saw that trailer?
I did not. What is it? What is it about?
So this was very interesting because I didn't expect about this anthology series at all. I didn't know Amazon Prime was making such an anthology series like this, you know? So this anthology series is basically running shows, like 1 episode per video game. So they're running like series of episodes of from classic video games, you know? So
okay.
So it's an animated anthology series that some of the episodes include a Pac-Man episode. So they're going to have a story about Pac-Man, Warhammer 40,000, Concord, Mega Man, Unreal Tournament, Armor Core, God of War, and Dungeons and Dragons, Honor of Kings, and more. It's basically that when I saw the trailer, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And it's an animated series, but it's an anthology. Yeah. So they're going to have like 1 episode is going to be about Pac-Man, and then an episode about Mega Man, and then so on and so on. It's like Ready Player One as a successor, but on video games. Like it's catered to the video games lore. So when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is this? This shit looks fire. Like I wasn't expecting this, bro. And one of the episodes, Keanu Reeves is playing a character for the Armor Core episode. So I'm like, yo, what? Obviously, Kratos is there. So I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? So it's just, I guess it's like a continuation of the lore. It's been an expansion of the lore of each video game. So I saw that. I thought that was like, oh, dude, this is actually pretty cool. I love this. I dig this, you know?
I'll say I didn't know Pac-Man had lore, bro.
There has been like, I mean, out of all the Pac-Man video games, you know, there has been the Pac-Man video games has its own lore. If you play the PlayStation 1 game of Pac-Man, you will see it has its own story. There has been animated series of Pac-Man as well. So it has its own lore. I don't know to what extent they're gonna do its lore. I just know it has its own lore. So I don't know. I'm just excited. It was a very cool trailer, you know, overall. That's coming in December. So we're gonna have it by December, and that's what's gonna be, you know, like it's a cool anthology series. So, and as of right now, Prime Video hasn't disappointed me when it comes to animated shows or any particular good shows. Like if they put some money behind it, it's gonna be like that. I mean, Invincible is great. Boys are great. The Boys animated version of it was actually pretty good. Like Diabolical, that was actually
Diabolic, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually excited for this series, you know? So like whenever you have a chance, watch the trailer, bro, and yeah, we can go on with it, man. It was pretty good. Yeah, I just hear a lot of people, they're excited for it. They're excited for that anthology series, man. But yeah, bro, that's all we had to discuss today, man. That's all our topics. You have any final thoughts?
No.
All right. Any TikTok?
I'm definitely gonna watch the Pac-Man one and Mega Man one. I mean, I'll probably watch all of them. What I'm waiting for is Arcane, bro. That's what I want to see.
Isn't Arcane gonna have another season in Netflix or something coming soon?
Yeah, it coming in November. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I gotta watch that series too because I heard everybody tell me that's great.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No,
brother. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'll watch it.
Like, I don't play League. I don't like League, but it was such a good series to watch.
Okay, I'll add it on my list. On top of all the other shit that I have to watch, that I have to catch up. I still haven't watched Shogun, and everybody telling me it's great. I have it on my list. Yeah, dude. I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any TikTok trends you want to talk to me about or list and shit?
I haven't seen any recently.
All right, keep an eye on that because I know there's stuff that'll boil my blood.
Oh yeah, those are crazy. The one like the top 10 games that need to end, top 10 games that need a sequel.
Yeah, number 1 anime character in the world, Luffy, and Goku number 4. Like what? Like what? Like, sure, okay, yeah. All right, so I guess we can end this with with video game topics. We can end with this video game topic. So I saw this list from some time that I wanted to run it by you. They say top 20 video games that make more appreciated over time. So I look over the list and I feel like, do I appreciate some of these games? Like I feel like some of these games are not that good and they shouldn't receive the love that they deserve. But then I see some others, I'm like, okay, this game, it deserve it. It says top 20 video games that make more appreciative over time.
Over time?
Yeah, over time.
So when it came out, like no one cared, and then now you're just like, wow. Like,
yeah, that's exactly where they were going by. But even still, some of these games are still like, I still don't like it. And I don't know where you got the idea that these games are now loved, So starting out with the list from end to beginning, number 20, Darksiders. Did nobody like Darksiders when it came out?
I honestly don't know. wait. Let me try to predict some of them. F-Zero?
F-Zero?
F-Zero. The game from the Captain Falcon.
No, it's not. It's not here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful Joe?
No, it's not here either.
Any of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games?
Nope, it's not here.
What is this list? Okay, I'm not even guessing. I'm off mark.
Okay, you're gonna see why. You're gonna see why it's like, what the fuck. So the next one after Darksiders, which I thought people liked Darksiders at the beginning, but okay, I guess I'm wrong when they make this list. Enslaved Odyssey of the West. I've never heard of this game.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, what? Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
That's the racing one.
Nuts and Bolts?
Yeah, I believe that's the one on 360 where you make like your own car.
Nobody liked it, but now people like it now?
Yeah, I feel like people didn't like it because it wasn't the normal platforming.
Okay.
And then when people like stood back and they're like, well, now that I'm not a hater for no reason and play the game, they're like, wow, this game is actually fun.
Right.
Because a lot of people hate when like games move directions.
Right,
So I could see that one. I could see people being like, oh, it's not a platformer anymore.
Okay.
So I'm not giving it a chance.
Alan Wake.
I don't even know how he got Game of the Year or whatever.
Yes, that's. I don't know how they got Game of the Year when it got released. How the heck did this game like got to this list that I'm rating right now? Like what? I'm telling you, some of these are just a bit more inconsistent with me. I'm like, I don't know about that. Look at this one, Okami. That's a PlayStation 2 game. Like I feel like people love that game, Okami. I never saw any hate towards that game when it came out. So I don't know. And then this one, I feel like, yeah, I see the hate, and now we're like, Batman Arkham Origins.
They're saying people didn't like Origins, and now they do.
Yeah, exactly. That they appreciate Origins now. Back then, they didn't appreciate it.
Okay, so people didn't like Suicide Squad, and then now they're like, we miss Batman Origins.
Some people didn't like Gotham Knights, but you know they like Origins.
That's
like,
crazy because Arkham Origins has like a 9 out of 10 on Steam.
And the fact that I feel that this game was actually pretty good, like it measured up the level of the Arkham series and it added a few extra things. I didn't hate it. Like I was like, okay. I love 1 and 2, and then Arkham Knight. I didn't hate this game. I was just like, all right, he's there. I guess people hate it because of how linear some of these bosses were, and the fact that, you know, what's his name, Mark Hamill didn't play as the Joker, but he played it in the Arkham Knight. So it was like, what?
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know. I know I've heard people that they didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It was good. I don't know if I appreciate it a lot more now. I just like that. The only thing that I loved about that game was the fight I was able to play fight against Deathstroke. That was probably my favorite boss fight against Deathstroke. I wish they could have done that in the other Arkham games as well. Like I can have a rematch of him, but you know, it is what it is.
I'm surprised they picked that game and not Gotham City Imposters.
You'll be surprised. Yeah. I didn't see it in that list, in this list either. Again, it's gonna get weirder and weirder now, the list, as I go on. So Psychonauts is another one.
I guess. Like I've heard of the game. I don't know if it's appreciated more, but
and again, this is another game that I felt like I've heard about that they enjoy when it got released. Like Sleeping Dogs. Guess
I've heard of. Yeah, I just don't see when they're saying that like people appreciate it more. I don't see that. I don't see people talking about it.
No, it's just this is from Watch Mojo. Like the Watch.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
This is from their list. They're saying when they had to make up some list out of the 20,000 lists that that they make up every day for, and they gotta put it in YouTube every day. They could slow down a little bit, or else they're gonna go the Netflix route. That they're gonna run out of ideas. This one I wholeheartedly disagree because I am a Devil May Cry fan. That is my favorite franchise game. I bought every single game from beginning to end. I disagree with this game. It says DMC, the reboot of Devil May Cry. So it's called DMC Devil May Cry. People hated this game from the very beginning because A, it wasn't a direct sequel to the fourth game. B, they rebooted the series, which it didn't need to be rebooted. And three, like the character, the way they portrayed Dante in this character, it was such like a punk ass bitch that nobody liked. Like everybody liked Dante as this badass looking motherfucker that doesn't give a shit about, about stuff. But he does his thing at the end of the day because, that's his job and whatnot. This one was more like a punk ass bitch that, that cries about everything and doesn't give a shit about everything. And just like, have people die and whatnot. It's just something demeanor about his character itself that was just so bad from the very start. And even his fighting style, nobody liked it. His character design, nobody liked it. It was just so bad overall. The reboot itself was so bad, which is crazy because the director who did that game is the same director who did the fourth game and the fifth game of Devil May Cry, which the fifth game of Devil May Cry saved the franchise overall. Like that made headlines to like, holy shit. Like it brought the franchise back to its roots and made it 10 times better and had it on its RE engine at the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy that he said like, yeah, I love the Devil May Cry 5 experience of me on making this game or not. But I love doing the reboot. I don't understand why nobody loved the reboot. Reboot was fun. I would like to make a sequel to the reboot. And everybody's like, no, what? No, leave it alone. No, stop. What is wrong with you? Don't you read the room?
Yeah.
It was just bad. So I don't know what these people decided to say, like, yeah, this game was appreciated over time. Like, I don't appreciate that game to this day. I don't give a shit. I don't like that game. And I can ask any of my cousins who also say, there's probably one person that I know that he will say, I love that game. That game was the best. But his opinions are dog shit. Like his opinions are dog shit and controversial. Chris, the cameraman, will know who this person is. And the reason why his opinions are dog shit, because he will say that Doctor Strange is like the best MCU movie of all.
The first one?
The first one.
NANI?
That's crazy.
Oh, and then the same person they'll say, oh yeah, Ant-Man was a great movie too. Like it's better than the Civil War. I'm like, excuse me?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Because Thomas the Train was in it? I don't.
Again, when I tell you this person has dog shit opinions and does the most controversial, I feel it's because he's trying to be the complete opposite of everything.
Like edgy, yeah.
Yeah, try to be the edgy person of it. I know it's because he's being serious about it. People around me tell me, no, he's serious when he says these things. And I'm like, I don't know if I should believe it or not because it's just so dog shit. And most of his arguments are just so echo. It's been echoed by other people that have been saying it. So when I hear his arguments, it's like, this is like something I will hear from the comment section of somebody or someone's stupid idea. This not came from you. This is just echoing from someone else. So that's why I feel this
is like someone said this like satirically or trolling, and then they believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's like the only person that would say, "Oh yeah, that this is a great game of the series." And everybody's like, "The fuck are you talking about?" No.
Yeah.
Like, and you want to argue numbers? Okay, here's the numbers. Here's how many units they sold on this game, and here's how many units. Yeah, this one's better than this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, you get the button for that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Okay, so the reboot was number what? 16?
Let me see. Of DMC? 20.
Yeah, Devil May Cry.
Top number 11.
You already went through 9 games? Oh yeah, you did, I guess.
Yeah, because there's
not any of them.
Yeah, because we don't know any of them. And the ones that I've heard,
right, yeah.
We're like, do we care? No, not really. So the top 10, number 10 is Deadly Premonition.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Number 9, Spec Ops: The Line. I felt like, yes, there was some hate towards that game. And I felt people loved it later on when they started playing it because when the story was good. So I was like, okay, yeah, there you go.
I think a lot of people hate it because it was like a Call of Duty clone, so they didn't give it a chance.
Right.
And then when they gave it a chance, like, wait, this game is good.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize that number 8, this game was part of it. I didn't see any hate, but all right. BioShock 2 was number 8.
Bruh.
I thought BioShock 2 was the popular one.
That's what I thought. I thought BioShock 2 was like the best one of the entire BioShock series. That's like everybody's favorite. Like you become the one of the daddies. Pause. The big daddies.
No, did he?
Like I thought that was universally loved by the fans and whatnot. I don't know how it made it to this list, but that's number 8. Number 7 is Beyond Good and Evil.
Never heard of that.
I have, and I will say I've never heard any negative things about that game. I've heard nothing but positive reviews. In fact, I've heard nothing but positive reviews that people to this day are still waiting for the release of either the remake or reboot or the sequel to modern day game of that game. So
yeah, I mean, maybe they're saying like appreciative, like I guess maybe not for this one, but maybe they're saying that like people like the game and then another sequel came out and it was so bad that people are like appreciate one of the older games even more.
Yeah, but
I mean, again, it doesn't make sense for Devil May Cry because you said that was a remake. Everyone hated it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can keep going. This list is neg.
Yeah. No, it's a neg for sure. Number 6 is Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
I can see that because I feel like a lot of people say, not a lot, but some people criticize the new Spider-Man game saying it's very like repetitive. So I can see a lot of people saying like Web of Shadows, they miss it. Like the way the gameplay. I don't know. I can see it on that list.
Yeah. Number 5 is Titanfall 2.
No, bro. I swear so many people loved that game when it came out.
I agree.
A lot of people were like, yo, like they stopped playing COD to play Titanfall 2.
It was universally loved by everybody because I know that everybody hated the first game because there was no campaign and some of the things were buggy and whatnot, or it was hard to control. And then they fixed all of that in Titanfall 2 and had a campaign. So I feel like everybody loved the sequel itself. It was like, oh no, this was a great one. So I don't know why they say Titanfall 2 made it to this list as number 4.
I mean, maybe they're saying because Apex is from the same universe, Apex Legends.
Oh.
So maybe some people are like, oh, we miss Titanfall more than like Apex. So maybe like, oh, we wish there was a Titanfall 3 instead of Apex. I don't know. Like again, I felt like this game was very popular when it came out. I remember a lot of people telling me to stop playing COD to play this instead.
Interesting.
So I'm maybe because of Apex Legends, but even then, like I don't know, it was very popular back then.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely popular. I know everybody that I knew had an Xbox was playing this game for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Number 4 is Death Stranding.
Never heard of it. So, or maybe I have, I just don't remember it.
That's the Norman Reedus game, the one with Hideo Kojima.
Oh, okay.
I don't appreciate that game at all. I don't. It was so confusing. It's literally all over the place. Nobody liked it for the very beginning. It had so high expectations of that game being a great game. It just fell flat. Nobody, and I feel like a lot of people had a lot more criticism of the game than love. I wouldn't say that people will still love it to this game. And now there's a sequel coming over for this game, and people were like, "Nobody asked for a sequel, Kojima. Like, give us something different than this garbage." You know, you're basically playing as the mailman or the UPS driver in a post-apocalyptic era. Like it's a weird game. It's very weird. Fallout New Vegas as number 3.
That's because people hated Fallout 4.
Okay.
So I can see that. I don't know. I love Fallout 4. I guess people say the story was very linear, or didn't matter in Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so they missed like the story and which you said New Vegas, right?
Yeah, New Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas was better. For me, I like Fallout 4 because I felt the gameplay was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tried going back to Vegas and I was like, oh my God, I feel like I was shooting like a carrot through like my hands or something. I did not feel like I was shooting a gun. It felt so horrible.
Right.
And I was like, I can't play a game if it's not playable. Like even with if it has a good story, I might just go on YouTube and watch all the cutscenes or someone do a run through.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to pick up the controller and do it myself, I'm like, no, like I could not play New Vegas. So I can see people saying like, oh, I appreciate it more because it had a good storyline.
Right.
It had good lore compared to Fallout 4. So I can see that.
Number 2 is Mad Max. I didn't know there was a Mad Max video game.
I thought Mad Max was based on a game.
No, because there was Mad Max back in the 80s. There was Mad Max movies in the 80s.
Oh, I'm trolling then.
Yeah, Mel Gibson is in one of them. The Mad Max Free Thunderdome. Yeah, like Welcome to the Thunderdome. That was an old classic movie.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know there was a Mad Max video game. But if we made it to this list, it's because that means nobody liked you. And then last but not least, Days Gone. That's number 1.
You know what? Mad Max came out for the NES.
Oh, it did came from the NES?
It didn't start from the NES. It's a 1990 video game. But you're right that the Mad Max movie came out like 11 years before that.
Right.
But I think like I heard more people talk about like the NES game than the movies. That like because I even thought it came from the video games, but I'm completely wrong. So, but but yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're trying to say that like the new movies suck,
right?
And now they want the video game back. Like, I don't know what they're trying to get at with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the top 20 video games. That came from Mojo's Play Mojo's top 20 video games. So that's. If you guys want to criticize, go to their page and criticize. I don't know. Some of this, for me, is like does not make sense. Like I told you in the beginning, some of these games don't deserve to be in this list. Some of these games, they're still horrible. So I don't know what games do I appreciate. Yeah. So that's just that. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up, man?
No, that list is horrible. That's why I don't watch Mojo most of the time. Because I feel like they have to have like a staff of like maybe 20 people, and not every single one of them is like versed in every single topic.
You know what's crazy? I kind of felt the same way, but then sometimes when I watch some of these videos of this top 10 whatever, and the person that's talking about it is like you can tell that this person is about this world. So they know about the top 10 video games or the top 10 horror or the top 10 sci-fi, or the top 10 animes, stuff like that. So it's like,
yeah.
So when I hear their reviews and the way they pronounce some of the names, it's like, you got the name wrong. I don't know how you got that wrong. It's like, are you really into this stuff? Like, are you really? Or you're just like, or you're just reading it off the script, basically. It makes me question the authenticity coming from these guys, sometimes because sometimes some of the lists are very intriguing and they're very interesting and very like, oh yeah, that is a good point, that is true. And then they make lists like this, and it makes me want to question, like, is there anybody in that staff that's into this, like into video games, and they told you this was a good idea or this is what I think? Because again, I feel like this is more of a one person's mind than a collective mindset. Because me reading all these games, and I'm like, that's very weird because half of these games are not appreciated. Some of those games shouldn't be in the list because people really loved it from the very beginning. And then others is like, these are still hot garbage. So I feel like there is, that list got me worried about them because it reminded me of what GameSpot and IGN does on their reviews. You know, like I feel like this they didn't talk to a bunch of people in the staff room, say like, what do you think about this? What and have a collection of like, all right, so people wanted this, them this. No, it was more like one person doing this job and anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really take them seriously, like I said.
No. It's just for fun and entertainment purposes only, you know? Like I said.
It's like BuzzFeed.
That's crazy. Yeah, just like BuzzFeed. Entertaining purposes. That's what it is. Don't take anything serious with it. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. It's just, they're doing it for clickbait purposes. Like, they're doing a great job. They're doing it. They got me. So I don't know. I wouldn't take this list seriously. But if you did took it seriously and you think that there are better games that should be appreciated over time, please comment down below and list them down and let me know what you think about it. We're gonna wrap this up, guys. Mike, thank you very much as always for coming over to the show, bro. I always appreciate you coming over, man.
No problem.
Yeah, just plug yourself out. Plug yourself out before we wrap things up, man. And let the people know where they can follow your Banlist prediction and every other video firsthand before they say like, oh, I saw this from a pro player. Like, no. Pro player got it from him.
Yeah, agreed. Mike Phoenix Hero on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok before it gets banned.
Yeah.
Like Rafa said, we have, deck profiles, stuff like that. Watch his deck profile, Board Breaking Tenpai. It's still up there. So watch his video too, leave some love for him. And yeah, let me know, guys, what you want to see me doing. And as always, like, I appreciate being here. So absolutely, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming over to the show. Yeah, guys, we're going to wrap this out. It's already late. We're hoping that the ban list will drop soon. If it drops soon, then we'll make a ban list reaction of it, and 100% Mike Phoenix is gonna do a reaction video right after it's got released. 100%, it's gonna happen.
I'll try to, depending when it's released. Like if I'm at home and no one spoils it, I'll try to do like a live reaction video.
Yeah, and then
if not, I'll just give my thoughts on it, but I think it'll be cool to have like a live reaction. But like I said, it's hard because like I typically find out on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like the entire list. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to, and obviously I'm in like in 2 Discord servers, so they will always gonna post it in the Discord server. I'm like, fuck. All right. But yeah, guys. We're going to wrap this up, guys. Thank you very much for coming over, Mike. And thank you guys for tuning in. And don't you forget to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast. When you can check all my latest episodes, you can always check on the audio version for free at YouTube, SoundCloud.com, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and of course Spotify at Wolves and Music, The Lone Wolf Podcast, and A Wolf in Geek's Clothing. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want me or Mike to talk about, please let us know in the comments down below. We're going to do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.